Okay, so we're going to start from Bam and Aleph, a few lines down into the wider lines. Amar Ze'era. Kitrain, it says in the pasuk, Kitrain zu Tzipari. This is the city of Tzipari, the Lamina Kashmai Tzipari. Why is it called Tzipari? She Sheves Beresh Har. It sits on the top of a mountain, just like a bird perches high, sits high, chills out high. Doesn't you don't see birds? I'm saying something you see birds on the floor, but they stay higher up. So too, this city is higher up. The Kitan Tzipari, he fact Gemara, how could Kitan be Tzipari? The Kitan Bechalke Shel Zevulun have it. We know that Kitan was in the chelik of Zevulun. The Zevulun Loihirish as Yeshev Kitran Ves Yeshev Nahalo. When the Eden came into Eretz Yisrael after the 40 years in the world, they had a mitzvah to Hashem v'Laharig the whole Medina over there. They had to kill all the guys. And it says that he did not drive them out. He did not kill them all. He did not take over the cities. You know, there was Isser. The Prophet says, don't think that you're going to sit with them, you're going to tax them, and you're going to put them to work. You have to destroy them. The reason the pasuk says is that you shouldn't come to learn from the midas over there. That was the worry. Before that, yeah, before you start becoming like them, you have to get rid of them. So it says he did not get rid of these two chav, which means that we see that Kitron was in his chelik, right? Otherwise, why would you tell me that he didn't kill chav on someone else's chelik? Obviously, it means that it's in his chelik, right? Zvulun was very upset with his chelik because he complained to Kosh Baruch. Shnama Zvulun al cherev nafshay lamus. Zvulun embarrassed himself to death. Now, really, the pasuk reads. It sounds like it's a shrach. The pasuk says Zvulun am chayev nafshay lamus v'naftali al meroy meisada. So the pasuk title of the pasuk is that he was willing to go to war and sacrifice his life. But it doesn't really stem the Pashup Shat because what Shaykhs has to do with Naftali Amaram Misada has nothing to do with Naftali's fields. So the drush of the pasuk is that he complained and he embarrassed himself by complaining about his chelik. Matam. What was his kvetch? What was his complaint? Naftali Amaram Misada. Naftali's sitting on beautiful fields and he didn't get what he wanted. To my brothers, you gave them sadus akramim fields and vineyards. But you to me, you gave me harim, mountains and gvais, and hills, or gvais valleys. To me, to my brothers, you gave land. You gave me rivers and ocean, like near the ocean. He didn't know that Miami is going to be oceanside property. Is Layla. He's on the beach. I'm like Hashbach said, no, where you waited in the land, everyone's going to have to come to you for the chilazim. The chilazim not only was make tzitzis, also for the Beis Midrash was a tremendous. I think it was a huge part of they had a lot of chilas in the Beis Midrash also. So, and besides that, for Darius, we're going to need chilas and tzitzis. Shenema amim ha yukaru. So this pasuk over here is referring to. That's the whole pasuk. Right? Tani Rav Yosef Shafune, which it's Shafune zeh chilazain, Timune zeh taris, which Rashi teaches us tuna. So not only did they have the chilazain, they also had a whole seafood industry over there. Chal, the sand that refers to Zuz Chuchis Levana. This is very chashuv sand that they used to make white glass, very expensive glass. Amar Lefanav, so you have to have very fine quality sand in order to make this type of glass. Amar Lefanav, he said, all these resources that you gave me is all out in the open. Anyone could just come and cop my fish. The sand, how you protect sand. Me by the end, who's going to tell me and pay me for it? Amar Loi, and that's the Hamshach of the Pasuk, Sham Yizbechu Zivchei Tzedek, Simen Zayiyelecha, that it's going to be a sim for you. The fact that Hakadosh Baruch Hu put refers to Zivchei Tzedek in this pasuk. Kol hanaitim imcha, whoever's going to take from you, b'loy damim, and not pay you, ein le'mayel b'permaktia shaloi klum. He's not going to benefit at all. So you're going to steal his chilazon, and you're going to do it. It's going to get ruined, and it's going to come out funny. This chufas is going to get batched up. These sakadayt kitchen is right, and this refers to the same way as Zivchei Tzedek, because just like if you steal a carbon, it's not it doesn't help you. You could technically you could bring it up, but you're not Yetzi Yechiv because someone has a Chiv Tatus. You steal a shepsel. It's not going to help you. The Isak that the Kitron is Tzipari. Now, if you're going to tell me Kitron is Tzipari, right? So we know he's complaining about Kitron, and we know that. And if you can tell me that Kitron is Tzipari, and my Mr. Mami Daisa, what's he catching about? The Hahavi Tzipari Milsa Adifa too, but Tzipari was the best of the best. The Chitem at the less Bazavas Chalad. If you're going to tell me, it's very beautiful and it's very gishmak, but it doesn't have this Indian, this pachina of Chol Dvash. Amr Shlakish, the Didi Chazili, I saw Zavas Chol Dvash of Tzipari. I saw the Chol Dvash of Tzipari. The Havish Shisha Asamil, Shisha Asamil. 16 mil out 16 mil. Do the math really quick. How much is 16 times 16? We're going to figure out 16. Okay, so that's why you'll say 256 mil, square mil. Yeah, 16 times 16, right? Shisha asa mil, Shisha asa mil. Okay, fine, maybe nice. He has 250 square mil, but maybe his brothers have more. What did I say? 256. If he has 200, he has 256 mil, square mil, but maybe his brothers have more. I saw the Zavas Chavadvash of the whole Eretz Yisrael. That could be Al Akra the Tolbakni, which is Esrim. It's from these two cities. It could be Al Akra the Tolbakni. The Esrim V'Tartin. It's 22 parsi. Orka Oputza Shisa parsi, and its width is 6 parsi. So it's 22 by 6. So do the quick math over here. 22 by 6. 22 times 6 is 132. That makes no sense. Hold on. Esrim B'Tartan, 22. Oh, there's a question of how many mil in a parsa. That's probably the problem. Okay. In a mil. 4 mil in a parsa? So we have 4 mil in a parsa. Okay, so let's do this. Hold on 1 second. Let's get the numbers. It's important. What do we say? We said 22. So it's 132 times 6 times 4, right? Does that even work? Okay, so 256. The numbers that's not the cheshbon. I did this once before. It's not. That's not so much because that's almost half. It's 22 times 4. That's what you have to do. You have to 22 times 4 is 88 times. What are we holding over here? 6 times 4 is 24. It's 2011. 2100. 256 is 10% of that. There's more than 10% of that, right? And he's 12 shvatim. Right. So he got more than 10% of that. That's a cheshbon. 2100 square mil of Zavas Chalad and Holy Yisrael. He got 256 of that, which is more than 10%, right? And there's 12 chalakim. So not only did he get a geshmaka piece of land, he also got more Zavas Chalad than not that all of his brothers, but comparatively, relatively, he got. Even so, the Gemara answers, he wanted Sadis Akram, that was his thing, he wanted that. So he said that you see the pasuk finishes off that he was catching about the Sadis Akram of Naphtali. Now the Akram is Merami Sadis Akram. So the Gemara said, good, right. So I didn't see this anywhere, but just what's Pshat he was talking right now? The Gemara proves that he had a very geshmaka piece. Why is he upset? The Gemara starts off that he didn't. How do we know that Kitron is his chelik? Because he didn't kick out the chaver from his place. And the Torah says, Davko, you have to kick them out so you don't learn from the midas. So you see, he went from his midas. He was mushpa from them. They had ashpa on him. He started to catch by Yisrael, even though the Gemara just proved that he had mamish the best. He had seafood industry, he had the chilazan, he had tuna, he had glass, he had all coming in zachin, and still he wasn't happy. It says in the pasuk. We'll say the whole pasuk quick. Ki aza azuvatia va'ashkelain l'shmama ashdod mitzrayim yishgaro va'akroin te'akar. Akroin is going to be uprooted. Akroin te'akar. What is that referring to? Is a Kesar bas Eden. That's Kesari bas Eden. This is the capital of Eden. She yeshev is bein achayles. This is between the beaches. Constantly mitzari the Eden. B'mei Yevanim, there are times Yevanim, Kishagav Machas Beis Chashmonai, and when Chashmonai took over, the Nitzchum Hayu, and they were Menatzeach, they won the war. Karan Isay Achidas Migdal Shir, the captured city of Shir, they changed it to Tzur, and I don't think the was going to discuss later what that means, what that lashon of Shir is. Amar Rav Yosef Achanina, Ma'idech Siv Asiroisi Dam of Mipiv. Let's check. This pasuk is coming, I think, right off. No, this is. So we're still talking about. We're still talking about destroying Edom. My dechsiv hasiraisi dam of mipiv v'shikutza of mibein shinav. What is it? What's the pasuk referring to? V'nisha. The pasuk continues. V'nisha gam hula lekenu. Hasiraisi dam of mipiv zeh base b'maya shalom. This is the base of a desire of b'maya. V'shikutza zu mibein shinav zeh base galaya shalom. This is also another of a desire. V'nisha gam hula lekenu eli batim knisiyas batim midrasha sheb Edom. This is the base medrash. This is the batim midrasha and the batim knisiyas of Edom. I think that's what we turned into this batim midrashas, or their batim midrashas. I think it's we took them over. The Kaluf Behuda of the Akron Kibusi, and what's that referring to? The aluf is like the aluf is the koyach, the aluf alam, right? The power of Yehuda of the Akron Kibusi. Ela Teratrias the theaters and the what's that lashon, where they used to fight the gladiators, no?
Coliseum.
Thank you. The Coliseum, they're places where they came for entertainment. Eventually, we're going to use those theaters and those gathering places for entertainment. We're going to use that for to teach Torah. And you see, Taka, it's being Mekoyim today. The biggest asifas of Torah are where? In their theaters, not theaters necessarily, but in their stadiums. But what's his name? Werdiger, Shlomo Werdiger. I think he was interviewed once, and he said he was on some crazy project where he spoke to somebody who was involved in building City Field, like some Jew. And when what's his name? When they booked it for the scene of Shash, he was like, "This is why I was busy with this project. The whole thing was just for that." Okay, we're gonna stop over here. Let's continue tomorrow. Oh yeah. Monday. Yeah. Okay. So what's the schedule?